There's a part of crypto that doesn't get a lot of love right now. And that's because at this point, it's still trying to figure out what exactly it is, what its place in the ecosystem is going to be. But this is going to change as time moves on, right? There are advancements being done in this sector. Now, what I'm talking about is the metaverse. Okay. If you're not familiar with the metaverse, it's a fictional world that can be, sometimes used with VR, and you can do a whole bunch of different stuff. Okay, that probably wasn't the best description, but there's lots of different things you can do. Now, Decentraland, which is one of the larger, metaverses out there right now, has actually had a huge run over the last 7 days. And in fact, it actually went up 70%. Okay. Now there's a couple different reasons why this is happening. One, the broader crypto market has done really well. There's a lot of positive sentiment that's been going around. And so thus these coins are able to do well. Now, Mana is obviously the native token for Decentraland. And part of the other reason why this actually saw a spike is that they announced that the 2023 Australian Open is a Grand Slam tennis tournament. Well, we know what a Grand Slam is, but it is now returned to Decentraland. So you can actually view on the big screens the practice courts, 24/7 classic matches, and then they have a new AO tennis club, beach bar, rod laver, tennis challenge, daily quests for wearables. So lots of things going on in Decentraland that revolve around the Australian Open. Now, luckily, we've been able to get a couple pictures of what this actually looks like. For example, this patradamus.dcl.eth, thank you for posting this picture on Twitter. You can actually go to this area. I'm guessing this is the beach bar area, and you can actually watch the match on a big screen from one of these comfy lounge chairs. Now, this is where the metaverse could get really interesting, and this is where I see the potential for the future. Okay, there's something big coming up. You guys have probably heard of the Super Bowl. Okay, the Super Bowl is a huge billion-dollar day. Okay, there's lots of stuff that is done that day. There's lots of advertisements going on. Now, imagine this. Okay, this is where things could get really interesting. Imagine the metaverse gets to a point where you can actually VR into a Super Bowl seat, or a Super Bowl VR metaverse sideline pass or something like that. Okay, this is where I'm thinking that things could change as we move into the future and as the metaverse is built out further and further. There is so much potential that exists in the metaverse for, obviously crypto, for advertisers. You can see advertisements up here. You can see Kia's up there. You can see Rolex is up on the screen. There's so much potential, and it's untapped at this point. The metaverse is still so early in its lifespan that people don't even necessarily know what to do with it yet. That's where things could get very interesting. At this point, there's not just a massive player in the space. We obviously know that Facebook is trying to get into the metaverse. Obviously, there's Decentraland. You can look at some of the other coins here too. ApeCoin, Internet Computer, Sandbox. I know Shiba Inu's building out the metaverse as well. Axie Infinity has been around for a while. There's lots of options when it comes to this, but nobody's really just seized it at this point. Times are still early when it comes to the metaverse, and maybe that's not your thing. That's fine, right? It's going to be probably not even my age group that really jumps into this. It's probably going to be the younger generations that are on their phones all the time, that are in the computers, dialed in 24/7. Okay. I at least, do this somewhat so I can see where this may be going, but there's a lot of opportunity still here, and it'll be interesting to see if anybody takes a hold of this. But Decentraland is doing very well right now, and these kind of partnerships will really help bring the metaverse to the forefront. So I appreciate you guys, as always. Appreciate you stopping in. Decentraland going on a great run right now. If you're in Decentraland, congrats. 70% in this market cycle is fantastic. So I appreciate you guys as always. Hopefully you have a great day, and I really hope to catch you in the next one. Take care.